Okay, why wholesaling? Because this is a strategy that doesn't require you any money, any credit. There's no risk. There's no holding costs. You're simply finding and flipping the property as is. You can do this in pretty much in any area, any condition. Quick cash, you close them in days and not months. Okay, and it's out of all of the different strategies in real estate investing, whether it's owner financing or rehab retailing or landlording. I mean, this is the easiest one to learn and the easiest one to implement. And wholesaling is very similar to a real estate agent's commission, and here's the difference. In a real estate agent scenario, the realtor, just in case, for those of you who don't know the difference between a realtor and a real estate agent that belongs to the National Association of Realtors is called a realtor. Not all real estate agents belong to NAR, or the National Association of Realtors, so not all real estate agents are realtors. Got it? So in a real estate agent scenario, the agent is representing the seller or representing the buyer. The real estate agent is not a party of that transaction. Okay, so the real estate agent doesn't have equitable interest into those property. They're just representing the seller or the buyer and make their money, make a commission for doing so. Okay, kind of like a, when you work in a store as a salesperson. Okay. Now, on the other hand, a wholesaler is different because a wholesaler actually have control of this property. So the wholesaler becomes a party in that transaction, almost as if the wholesaler owns that house. Okay. If you read into any contract, the way real estate law contract works is once you sign into a contract with somebody, that house is actually now the buyer's house. It's just that the buyer can't take possession of it until closing. So, and so that's why, like, if you ever done a transaction where you lease back to the seller, like a temporary lease, where the seller has to sign a temporary lease, is because, the seller, once the seller signs a contract, he's kind of like renting the house from the buyer now. Okay, so that's the powerful thing about real estate. You control property without actually buying it. And so you become a party of that transaction, and you actually have equitable interest in that property. Okay, actually have equitable interest in that property, and so when you then find a buyer and resell it, you act as a seller. So to the buyer's eye, you are the seller. You're not representing neither the seller nor the buyer. You are the person, in the middle. So that's the difference. And your fee is not a commission. Your fee is, it's what is an assignment fee or whatever the difference that you make. We call it a wholesale fee, but it's like instead of you, let's say if you work in a computer store and you're the salesman for that computer, and you make a commission for each computer that you sell, versus you actually buying the computer yourself, and then you put it on eBay and you auction it off.